once again our course is planned about 20 to 25 days at sea. Motor's running. We're just about to slip the mooring. We've got our wind vane in place. That's a good thing to have on board. And yeah, just getting prepared. Not looking too much forward to it. It is a long time at sea, but you know, it's not too bad, all things considering. We'll probably fly with the Genoa a little bit today. It's been raining on and off all day, but here it is. That's our last view from the moorings of St Helena. We'll probably see it for the next couple of hours still, and then nothing for 20 days.
And we're rocking and we're rolling. Shape of things to come. There's an island in mist. Wind's a bit variable now, all over the show. I'm sure once we're out of the lee of the island, it'll start settling down. Looking forward to the trip, Tommy? Not looking forward to the sailing, but looking forward to getting to Brazil, I suppose. Having a cheap beer. Yeah, because I'm so tired of flipping expensive beers here in St Helena. Everything's expensive. Internet, food, everything's expensive.
$50 a beer.
Yeah. That's not a place where South Africans can stay long.
It's about day 5 now. Didn't film much for the last 4 days, but there's not really that much to film. It is basically, we're fully on the trade winds now, moving along steadily. I think we've got about 12 to 15 knots of wind now. Started off at about 20 and it's got a little bit slower every day. The waves have also calmed down, so it's not as rolly as we're used to. A lot better. Yeah, there's really not much happening. I can show you some of the salt that's encased. Everything's covered in a thick layer of salt, so It's not that fun sitting out here. It's dry. It's the first night a couple of waves broke over, and with the sun coming out, it's dried all the water out, so a lot of the salt stayed behind. Yeah, but the wind vane's been working quite well. Been chugging along steadily. The water not as nice today when the sun's not out, but it is a really dark blue, which looks real nice. Almost like the water at St Helena. Well, basically the same, but gotta wait for the sunny days to see it. As for on board, it's pretty boring. There's not much to do. Read a book, watch something on the laptop, I guess. Yeah, just flying along steadily. We are doing 3 hours on, 3 hours off, so not getting too much sleep. Lucky if I get the full 3 hours sleep, but you know, it's better than the 6 hours we were doing beforehand. Yeah, should have bought more biltong and luderets. Really feel like having some biltong, but I only got a small bit left. Want to keep it for a little bit longer. We'll see. I'll check in again, I don't know, maybe a couple of days, maybe soon, we'll see. It's day 7 today. We've got a friend on board. A good sized flying fish, that. Send them packing. And then a little one from yesterday that I wanted to film, his baby brother. We're still chugging along. Sun's out, it's nice. Not as cool as it was when we left Luderets, obviously. You can at least wear shorts and not worry about getting cold at night. In fact, it gets a little bit warm. The temperature only drops about 2 degrees at night. Wind vane's still doing its job. Wind's coming from a bit south, more south than we expected, but we're steadily heading along. I think we've already done about 600 miles, got 1,400 left. So yeah, 14 days, 15 days, we'll see. Check if there's any more flying fish on deck. Doesn't look like it. Cooking with civil combring.
I won't repeat all the swear words you just heard, but look what happened to our food. It's all over the bulges. This is now the day before halfway stew. Half of it is in the bulges. Sea's got a mind of its own today.
Looks like it's got a leak. Yeah, look, kijk, sealed off the seacock, so that's sorted, and we got a temporary fix to work the basins, but you know, we'll have to do until we get a proper fix done. As for the distance we've done so far, we've done more than 900. We're about 3 nautical miles past the midway point. So celebratory biscuits are in order. Expensive, imported all the way from St Helena at £1.35. I don't know if that's cheap or expensive, but at the time it felt very expensive. So yeah,
Happy days.
happy days. Plain yellowfin tuna.
We caught something, we're not sure what it is.
It's like a small tuna or something.
Yeah, it's got large flipping wings at the back there. Thought it was a massive flying fish, but it looks more like a tuna type thing, huh, Tommy?
Once again, I know what it is, and it's lunch.
Tommy, congratulations.
First bad weather for the trip started last night at about 3 o'clock UTC, so around 2 o'clock in the morning, and the sea picks up quite quickly. It's very surprising. It's like we got 12 hours of this, not 12, 24 hours of this, and then another, I don't know, 15 or 20 hours to go to Salvador. Not a good way to end the journey, but
was eindelijk met een eyeblind. Jou sakke was gepakt, jou paspoort het gebrand in jou jeans. Die rusteloze strate van Elvis, het geskitter in die verte. Die roepstem van 1000 celebrations, het weer galm deur die lucht. Jy het vanaand net vir 'n change jou hempen gesteek, jou hare vir oulaas gekam in die spieël, jou mense gegroet en jou sleutels gekry en 'n lange gegooi, en dis dit alles vir altyd verby. En jy ry deur die donker vallei. Donker vallei. Jou drome van 'n silwer Desember het gedans oor jou windscreen. Vryheid in die brandes van die Weskus, soos 'n drifter in die son. Maar die lustelose strande van Atlantis is dryfsand vir die siel.
Good morning. Our last couple of hours at sea. As you can see, there we have Salvador in the background. That's a massive city. So compared to what I know in South Africa, that is 2 to 3 times bigger than any city I've ever been in. Wow. In South Africa. Sure, that's massive. There's a Cardinal Buoy, South Cardinal Buoy at the bottom here that we gotta pass before we can head up into the bay on the other side of the city there. It'll probably take us another hour or two to get there. The wind's been flaky since yesterday. I'll show you on the map. We were just bobbing around, and instead of bobbing around for 2 days 50 nautical miles outside of Salvador, we decided to motor through the night. At the moment there is a bit of wind, but it's coming from the front, so instead of trying to sail too much, we're probably pulling the sail even. We're just heading in the right direction. Want to set our feet on land again. Excited for that first beer. We're 5 hours behind South African time now, so it's probably already afternoon over there. Here the day is just starting. I've got to say, I might have sounded a little bit negative in the beginning of this trip, but everything considered, this must have been the best passage we've ever done. If you look at the waves and the wind, we only had 2 days of strong wind, and we never really got thrown around too much by the waves. Or maybe I'm just getting used to it, but yeah, all things considered, not a bad passage. But it is still a long time to be at sea, 20 days. It gets a bit boring, just reading and sailing every day, but you know, luckily we're here now almost.
Jy kan vasval in 'n soutwater illusie as ek meer min vir jou sing. Jy het vanaand net vir 'n change jou hempen gesteek, jou hare vir ou langs gekam in die spieël, jou mense gegroet en jou sleutels gekry en 'n lange gegooi. En dis het alles vir altyd verby. En jy ry deur die donker vallei. Jy kon niks meer onthou nie. Al die tye was verby. En die skemel by jou venster het jy aan 'n pad gekyk. En vanaand, finaal, jou hempen gesteek en jou hare vir ou langs gekam in die spieël, jou mense gegroet en 'n sleutels gekry en 'n lange gegooi. En dis het alles vir altyd verby. En jy ry deur die donker vallei. Deur die donker vallei. Donker vallei. Deur die donker vallei. Donker vallei.
Like our visit's gonna come at a price. Probably time for new rigging. Cables are starting to snap like that. Well, there's the one club. I think it's called the Lake Club, the Baia. I think it's the more expensive of the two. and it's a little bit further from the formalities, so we're going to that one over there, which is Terminal Nautica de Baia, and we have to stern to or bow to a pontoon, which we haven't done before, so hopefully it goes okay. We'll just take it slow. Luckily there's not a lot of wind, as we know from sailing in for a couple hours already. I think it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon already, and yeah, we're just about to pass that breakwater over there and then in. See, there's not too many yachts. I think it's more power boats and stuff that hang around here. Well, here's my Simonstown to Brazil hair and beard. I'm gonna get rid of the hair, it's dirty, before I grab a shower quickly, and just get the mustache out of my mouth. Die snor uit my bek. Our first day in Brazil is over. I didn't take the GoPro with. Got a couple of pictures I can show you quickly. But we also just resupplied the essentials, 12 beers. Pretty good ones from the restaurant we had. And a local newspaper to practice our Portuguese un poco. Well, it's Saturday today. We just got back from some shopping. Bought ourselves some, I don't know, sausages of some sort that we'll try tomorrow. Some eggs, the white kind, which we're not too familiar with in South Africa. Some chips, some oil, bread, and some sauces, because we didn't have any of that on the trip either. So also some beer. That's the most important, you know, gotta resupply the essentials. Today, it's Saturday, so we're gonna go up to the old city and you know, have a look around. We've been up there in the daytime, didn't film anything, but apparently it's a Moorse Jol on a Saturday. you saw what our rigging looked like, so we're gonna replace it. Looks like the cheapest way to do it is getting it from South Africa. It's about flipping 6.5 for 2 times 4 or 3.7 real rand to get it done here, where in South Africa it's just 4,000 rand for both, which is a lot cheaper. So I'm quickly gonna take the camera with so I can check the other stays as well, just in case we need more. Yeah, let me go up. Shackles up here look mostly fine. You can see that shackle up there looks like it's wearing down a bit, so probably have to replace it. That's to pull up the Genoa. Also turnbuckles, I was up at the top already. All looks good. And then obviously a swing around for you to see. That's the fort, which name I forget now. Oh, that's it.
So we're busy spring cleaning. I'm taking the boards out just to see what the rust situation is at the bottom here and what the dirt looks like. And then also our V-belts, our fan belts are looking bad, so I must see if we can replace that while we are busy with it now. And then that little fitting there doesn't look too good. And then maybe we must get a spare. If that thing packs up, then our cooling system is gonna not work, so good idea to have a spare on that. So let's see what this looks like when we open it up. That's what it looks like underneath here ever since we've been sailing. Last time we opened this was on the hard, so a lot of fluff going through here, and there's a bit of water there, which is not a good idea. That's festering there. It looks a bit better now. I've cleaned it. Looks a bit better, not perfectly clean. See a bit of rust there. Looks like a bit of a surface rust there. We'll have to get that, clean that out and start painting. Rust is an ever-present problem. And then not major rust, but there, yeah, so we have to sort that out. And there as well, we have to take the point paint off, cover it, so we don't get any further rust. These things tend to rust up from the inside. Whereas this boat was in Cape Town, it was always wet on the inside. Now, yeah, with the warm water, it seems to be dry. So I'm sure it'll be less rust because it's not water all the time. It's not that water or the condensation onto the paint.
Cerveja, por favor.
On Black Label.